Good afternoon, guys and dolls. Welcome to another spectacular episode of Spotlight. This is Chingkee Mangcucang, streaming live on Daily Tribune's Facebook page, and YouTube channel, and TikTok. Today, we're talking agriculture, innovation, and sustainability with two change makers in Philippine farming. First up, he's the founder and president of the Philippine Orchard Corporation, an advocate for local growers and leader in modern sustainable agribusiness. Welcome, Mr. Alfonso Puyat.
Well, thank you very much.
And joining him is his son. This is a father and son tandem. Both are advocates of rice growers, sustainability, and hopefully, being able to be to support the need of the Filipinos for rice. And joining him, of course, is his son, another rice advocate, Mr. Noel Puyat. Welcome to Spotlight, father and son tandem, Mr. Alfonso.
Maraming salamat.
And of course, Mr. Noel Puyat. Kumusta po kayo?
Mahina po.
Okay. So, we will talk about a very interesting subject today. And I hope lahat kayo mga ka-Tribo will stay tuned. This is really very important, and I hope you will support the advocates of the father and son tandem. Okay. So, I just would like to ask, how did it start? Now that you are the president of the Orchard, Association, Philippine Orchard Association, what inspired you to support farming and farmers?
Actually, by osmosis from my mother. My mother, during the time of President Magsaysay, was named the woman mechanized rice grower ORD of the Philippines.
And that was how many years ago?
1951.
Oh, wow.
Right. And I used to go to our farm, walking through mud 1.5 hours
Long time ago.
Yeah.
That was the time of Magsaysay, you said.
And at that time, the farm would produce about 20 kavans of rice.
20 kavans only of rice?
Yes. After 6 to 7 months of growing. And I could see the misery of the farmers. So, kinukupit, kawawa naman talaga itong mga tao dito. At that time, talagang kawawa ang farmer. Yung mga bahay nila talagang nipa na nakakasuklam. Titignan mo ang hirap ng buhay nila.
Frustrating.
Oh, so I took up economics in college sa UP. And at that time, there was a lot of social unrest. So I said, I'll use what I learned in economics to come out with a way to improve the economic situation of the farmers, especially the rice farmers. So banda mga 1970, I started fooling around with methods on how to make fertilizer. And our first venture was joining a group of people who invented the chemical spray for inducing mangoes to flower without smoking. So this was the year before martial law. So I continued in my job. I was president of an insurance company until 1991.
91.
So I quit my job from the family business and I went to agriculture slowly. And in year 2000, I decided to devote most of my time for rice.
When we talk about agriculture, the normal notion of Filipinos ay yung old-fashioned, traditional farming. Ano po yung, what makes farming now more appealing to new generations? Kasi ngayon, makikita ninyo, those who own farms, yung mga matatanda, no one can take over the farming of their lands. Ngayon po, what makes it appealing to farm?
Ano ho, to the help of technology, especially genetics in seeds and varieties. Makikita nyo, hindi lang rice, corn, kundi fruit trees, nagiging mas maganda na yung mga bunga. To
Mas
the help,
malaki.
to the help of the scientist.
Oo.
Now, underlying sciences that contribute to the interest now in farming. Hindi lang yung better genetics, kundi better formulation of inputs, both sa fertilization, soil science, post-harvest. Maraming factors na contribute. So, kumikita na ngayon ang farming.
Pero maraming pa rin po ang farmers na engaging in the traditional old-fashioned way.
Yes.
You have traveled, di ba, from Luzon to probably some parts of the south. Marami pa rin po siguro nakikita kayo na old-fashioned ang way of farming.
Opo. Like for example, particularly sa coconut. Pero aabutin din yun ng better technology at saka better post-harvest.
Mga ka-Tribune, earlier on, we were already discussing about the farming. I'm so fascinated kasi I've always supported farming kasi that's what we need. Now, earlier on, you mentioned about regenerative practices of farming. Can you please elaborate and share it with our ka-Tribune? Ano po ba yun?
Regenerative is para bang recognition of nature and its continuance. Like say, for so many years, ang farming natin, kuha lang tayo ng kuha sa produksyon ng halaman. Wala naman binabalik na nutrition. So, naubos ang sustansya ng lupa. So, napag-isipan namin ng grupo. Ito sila Noel, mga little boys and mga active students pa. Pero in-expose ko na rin sa kanila ang pangangailangan na kung anong kinukuha mo sa lupa, kailangan magbalik ka. So na-develop ko yung fertilizer plus trace elements in forms that have never been done in the Philippines before. Kung kukuha ka ng ani, lahat ng fertilizer mo, hindi lang nitrogen, phosphorus, o potassium, kundi lalagyan mo ng available trace elements ng iron, boron, kung ano-ano. Isang dosena yan, essential. Pag bomba mo, kailangan kasama yan.
So I'm just wondering, Noel, you seem so really engrossed with and passionate with the, with this initiative or practices. What made you interested in farming and support your dad? Because not everybody support their parents' advocacy. Not everybody support their parents' business. And besides, from economics to farming. So what made you support your father?
Actually, at a young age, Chingkee, I would be the one driving for my dad and listening to all our town hall meetings with different cooperatives, irrigation association presidents, and farmers, and listening to their problems. And with my dad's very inventive mind, he would find simple and doable solutions for farmers. So back in 2001, we had initially developed regenerative farming practices. And fast forward to the day, 24 years later, the same 22 hectares of rice land in Nueva Ecija are still producing the same outputs every summer and every rainy season. To give you an idea, the national average is only 85 kabans per hectare or 4.7 tons. Our third-party farmer during summer still grows around 360 kabans per hectare or 400% of the national average to this day on the same parcels of land. So using our technology, we have guaranteed that we are again giving back to the land, to the soil, and making sure that it doesn't become acidic nor plasticine. So that's where we are now, and that's how we're going to move forward. And hopefully, by sharing this technology with thousands of Filipino farmers, we can establish rice sufficiency.
And you've started, as you mentioned, you've started harvesting more than the usual. And you mentioned about Tisay rice.
Oh, yes.
So what is Tisay rice? Oh, mga katribo, listen to this. And hopefully soon we will be able to buy this in our local supermarket and markets.
Tisay rice, this is Tisay rice, is a concept of making available to the people good quality, cheaper cooked rice, at the same time increasing the income of the farmer, the rice miller, the cooperative, and direct, wala nang middleman, diretso na sa wholesaler sa market.
So, actually, Chingkee, before we get to Tisay rice, I'd want to acknowledge and thank Secretary Kiko Chulaurel of the Department of Agriculture. He was the one who called us back and asked about our technology, regenerative farming practices. And then through the assistance of DA and our tie-up with our cooperative in Region 2, Unified Tillers Agricultural Cooperative.
Your cooperative is, cooperative is composed of farmer. You have
Farmers, really. Farmers in
Mostly
Region 2.
in
Region 2.
Region 2, okay.
So we have signed a memorandum of agreement with Land Bank of the Philippines with President Lynette, and they will be extending AgriSenso Plus finance program through UTAC, Unified Tillers Agricultural Cooperative,
UTAC.
as the anchor point cooperative to assist on the onboarding and distribution of regenerative farming technology to thousands of farmers.
But for now, it is still, it's only limited in some parts of Luzon.
So just this season, the season that lapsed, we had our official retesting done by the DA in regions 2, 3, and 4B.
Okay.
So that's
still
10
here.
hectares per region. And based on the results, we have reached 200 to 280 kabans per hectare.
Oh,
So-
wow, from 80 to
Yes.
280.
Yes.
Wow.
So these are results I will share with your
Yes.
team afterwards.
Yes, we would like to see. Later on, mga katribo, you stay with us because later on they will show us the rice. How is it so different and how is it more nutritious?
Now,
And hopefully be more affordable.
the second invention of my dad is Tisay rice. So basically, how do you cook rice now?
You put one cup of rice, 1 cup of water, or
Yes.
1.5 cup of water.
Which gives you 2 cups
2
of
cups
cooked
of
rice.
cooked rice.
So with our innovation and invention, we're currently cooking 1 cup of uncooked rice with 2.5 to 3 cups of water, which gives us 4
About
cups
3 or 4 cups of
of
rice,
cooked
cooked
rice.
rice.
So what is this? What is this development? It
Can
is
you repeat that, please? 1 cup of rice.
uncooked rice with
2.5
2.5 to 3 cups,
of, let's say, 3
water.
cups of water.
which gives you 4
4
cups.
to 5.
4 cups of cooked
Yeah.
rice.
Cooked
Mhm.
rice.
Wow.
So these are direct savings based on data that we have researched.
From
A
field
family cooks about 3 kilos a day. At the price cap now of 45 pesos, 135 a day, a family would only require to buy 3 kilos every other day. So that's direct
Using Tisay.
using the Tisay
The-
rice
the
variety.
Tisay.
Using the Tisay rice variety. Because in effect, we have fluffed the rice to 200% and in effect, cutting the cost by half. So if a household spends 4,050 pesos monthly on rice alone, suddenly you have a direct savings of 50%, which is 2,025 pesos, which can be used for other things.
Yeah, like
Utilities,
electricity,
yes,
water,
load,
yes,
commute,
and even
everything.
baon of mga bata.
Yes.
Definitely.
Nice.
Now, the beauty of this output is that it has the same
Taste.
characteristics as brown rice. So meaning it has more B1 and thiamine and fiber, but it's white rice. It's white rice. It's whole grain white
Yeah, because
rice.
there are people who loves white rice but do not like the extra sugar that they get from it.
Another good news is the glycemic index
the
rating of
glycemic
this
index. I was about to ask that.
51% as compared to 89% on regular.
40%, is it 40, 30?
51 versus 89.
You see? How many percent is that? So, the question is, we know that this is, well, I would like to believe this is really good. Although I haven't tasted it. I will taste it later. I'll let you know, mga katribo. In our next, episode, before we start, I'll talk about this. So, for example, that I have, now the government is promoting 20 pesos
Yes.
per kilo.
Yes.
If I buy tisay rice, how much do you think I need to spend for 1 kilo? Because I know this is entirely different from what's available in the
Well,
market.
if you follow the cooking instructions, now there is a price cap of 45, and I understand it will be brought down to 43. If at 43, you are cooking at 200%, then in effect, if you divide that, the 43 is
You only-
21.50
you
to
only
be
pay
full
20
per meal.
something
Yes.
in effect.
In effect. Because now you're buying rice by the kilo, 25
No,
kilos.
I can't wait.
50
Where, is
kilos.
this already available in the market?
Can we show a sample? Uncooked rice.
We want to know, to see, when will this be available in the market?
2 months.
In 2 months.
In 2 months.
Okay, you talk about glycemic index. Any other minerals that we can get from your rice, the tisay rice?
Well, it has more B1 and thiamine.
B1 is good.
yeah.
B1 is good. Yeah.
And
You know,
ano
our
pa yun?
children in public schools are being fed. They have feeding programs our
ganun.
Department of Education.
Ito.
How do you think tisay rice can help
This is the
sustain the
regular.
program in the program of CHED, of Department of Education rather?
Ano ho? There are many ways. Pero let's put down to 2. Ito yung regular
Rice.
rice.
Imported. Imported.
3 passes
When you say 3 passes, ano po yun?
sa
Milling.
Milling.
Tatlong beses.
ito yung tisay rice.
Ito,
single pass lang.
Single lang.
Single pass.
Pwede pong tikman.
We'll cook it. We'll cook it in a
We'll cook
bit.
it.
We'll cook it in a bit.
Okay.
Medyo
If
vague.
you
When
notice,
you
Chingkee,
notice, bakit ito yung kasing tatlong beses minil, which is imported, di ba? You said it's
Yes.
imported. Very smooth. Parang talagang siya.
Siyempre.
very well milled.
Well milled.
And actually, it's very white. No? But later on, after we cook, you will notice, mas maputi pa yung tisay rice. when
Once
it's cooked.
cooked.
Once cooked.
Once cooked. And then even the test later, Chingkee, we will weigh it. We'll be scientific. We'll have a digital weighing scale. And you'll see that after cooking, tisay rice will weigh almost double that of regular rice.
Oh.
This will really assist every household in the country.
I believe the farmers need to know this. All farmers need to know this. And I understand you've already reached out to 4 or 5 regions,
Yes.
right?
Yeah.
4 to 5 regions in Luzon, mostly in Luzon. Okay, how are you coordinating with other stakeholders? Because to promote this type of rice, how are you coordinating with the
So
others?
we're in the process of finalizing our packaging. The packaging needs instructions. Imagine if you were to receive tisay rice and you cooked it the regular.
1:1 or 1:1/2.
Medyo
Tigas.
matigas yun.
Ang
It will be
tigas.
hard. So
There should be instructions,
there
no?
should be instructions
Imprenta sa
on
sako.
on the sack, and there will be a QR code to go to this instructional
So it's
video.
being processed now.
Yes, we're just finalizing.
the packaging.
There's no finalizing.
Oo.
Once we print that, it's thousands of sacks and wala nang atrasan. So everything has to be
No
correct.
mistakes.
No mistakes.
No
right?
mistakes.
Okay, you mentioned about the 4 regions, region 2, region...
Well, we've done testing in
Two.
region 2, 3, and 4B.
4B.
But we're reaching out to 4A as well.
To
We've
4A.
reached we are 4 months early for the next harvest, but as early as now, using both regenerative farming practices and producing it milled as tisay rice, we really have to find outputs. Sino bang bibili nito? Who will be
Not only that.
benefiting
Oh,
benefiting from this type of rice?
Yes.
So we are in talks with some leading supermarkets. We are in talks with some leading restaurant chains, and hopefully some government offices that are invested with rice, NFA, FTI, and even DepEd or DSWD.
Going back to what you said earlier, you will be harvesting 280 kavans per hectare.
Hopefully.
Sabihin natin 200
Papalagay
na
na
lang.
natin 200 na lang from 80. That's a lot of, a
times
lot of
two.
kavans, di ba, that we really need for now. But we know that most farmers do not have the capacity to store this. How can they store this? And how can you help the farmers sell this type of products?
So
This rice. At tisay pa rin pinag-uusapan natin. Ano?
yes. So through this program, which I mentioned earlier, Agrisenso Plus, which is a tie-up between Land Bank and UTAC, aside from teaching regenerative farming practices to those who will come on board under
Para
our
tuloy-tuloy
program,
yung...
our cooperative will also purchase all the palay.
Yun. Okay, good.
The limitation is each province wherein we will deal with certain farmers or
Directly.
cooperatives. Yeah. It's not directly, it's always through their co-op.
Through
It's
the
going to be
cooperative.
co-op to co-op.
Yeah,
We
so-
are enhancing their cooperatives as well. It would
So they
depend
should,
on their
excuse me, there
post-harvest
should be a
facilities.
cooperative, right?
yeah.
Yes, so we are in
okay.
talks with their cooperatives already.
Cooperatives.
We want everyone to be successful, not just the farmer, but also the cooperatives, the irrigators associations as well. So we are focused on leasing or getting into agreements with post-harvest facilities, which are drying, milling, storing per province. So that is our limitation. Our limitation is the limit of their post-harvest. But that can be addressed next year or the year after. At least the Department of Agriculture will have more accurate data on the needs of per province. So hopefully, with their assistance, with the help of the DA and the Land Bank, we can onboard at least 100,000 hectares of
100,000 hectares.
rice land in 4 months.
Times 200. How much is that?
Kulang pa. Actually,
What other regions?
Initial.
What other regions do you think you need to contact or you need to, welcome into the program or invite into the program to be able to sustain the growing demand of the Philippines?
halos lahat ng Pilipinas.
Lahat po sa buong
Yung mga
Pilipinas.
major provinces, regions, dapat.
We are in talks, but at the same time, we are evaluating their post-harvest facilities for us to guarantee that we will buy the palay ng mga farmers under
Pero you
our
said they
agreement.
have to have a milling, they have to have
Post-harvest
the
facilities,
post-harvest
yeah.
facilities. So among the cooperatives that you have already talked to, how many among them have somehow the facilities?
It's not just cooperatives, it could be government institutions or even private corporations. We will have agreements with them. So for example, this certain province in Central Luzon, they have a little over 30,000 hectares of rice, irrigated rice, but their post-harvest facilities are only good for 4,000 hectares. So at this point, we can only onboard 4,000 hectares from that certain province.
Tisay rice grows only on irrigated lands. Kasi may mga rice na meron po silang dry land, like the mountains that you can plant. There are rice po, di ba, na pwede sa matang bundok. Ito pong tisay can grow only on irrigated.
Well, I'd like to clarify, tisay rice is not a variety. We are using almost all intermediate amylose rice varieties, which are grown
That's why
by 80% of farmers
so it's
now.
a combination
Whether it's hybrid or inbred seeds.
Ang galing.
Just to clarify, because some people ask, where can we
Yeah,
buy that
but-
seed? Where can we buy that seed?
Yeah,
No,
that's my understanding
you're already
also.
planting that seed. It's an innovation
Ah.
on the milling and the cooking. Yeah.
And also, I think the soil.
No, not too
No?
much.
Not too
Because
much.
part of our regenerative is the organic substitution of regular commercial fertilizer with organic fertilizer with all the probiotics in there.
Mm-hmm.
So at the same time as you're fertilizing, you're introducing the good bacteria.
Mm-hmm.
That will ameliorate the quality of the soil through the months and years that you use it. In about 4 to 5 years, you don't have
You don't need to use the
no more
fertilizers
fertilizer
anymore.
because the bacteria, they produce the nitrogen, they solubilize the phosphorus, the potassium will be given by the ash that you burn there.
Mm.
Ano lang eh, ikot-ikot nga eh.
So mga katribo, if you have some comments, please do type on our comments and we will read it later on. Please stay and don't leave us. We'll just pause for a little while after a short commercial break.
And this break is brought to you by Meralco, ang liwanag ng bukas. SM, we've got it all for you. Union Bank, it starts with you.
Usapang OFW is the show that honors the journeys of our modern-day heroes, our OFWs. Join Chingmee Fernandez, John Dodson, and Rafi Ayang every Tuesday and Thursday at 3 p.m. to hear the real stories behind the sacrifices. Watch it live on Daily Tribune's Facebook page, Tribune Now on YouTube, and Daily Tribune Official on TikTok.
Want to hear from thought leaders shaping our world? Straight Talk with Chito Lazada and Ted Montalibano dives into leadership, politics, and business every Wednesday at 10 a.m. Catch conversation live on Daily Tribune's Facebook page, Tribune Now on YouTube, and Daily Tribune Official on TikTok.
Ready for the hot takes on today's biggest issues? Hot Patatas with Vernon Velasco and Carl Magadia delivers the news that matters. Every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 3 p.m. Tune in live on Daily Tribune's Facebook page, Tribune Now on YouTube, and Daily Tribune Official on TikTok, where the real talk happens.
Welcome back, mga katribo. We're still talking about the rice that we all need. The Filipinos need, so we don't need to import. Okay, so welcome back po, Mr. Alfonso and Noel. What is the long-term goal pala of the Tisay rice? Ano ang goal natin sa Tisay rice? What else do we want to achieve having Tisay rice sa market?
Hopefully, before the end of the term of President Bongbong Marcos, we will have enlisted into the program enough hectarage. We will need about 3 million or 2.5 million hectares engaged in planting this variety, and it being milled in this way in the Philippines, we will be self-sufficient in rice before the end of President Marcos's term.
2.5 million hectares. Do you think we have that much
We have
land?
we have actually 4 million hectares for rice.
So we really can sustain the needs,
Oh.
the demands of the Filipino
Oh.
people.
Ang mangyayari nga, we'll have an excess of land which we can plant to corn because we need corn eh. Ang dahil natin i-import to feed our animals. Incredible. Even the feed of our animals, we import. Coffee, we import 60% of what we drink. Coffee.
So, Chingkee, aside from expanding rice and our next project will be corn, we hopefully will be able to zero out importation and hopefully be an exporter of our own Tisay rice. As we are known for, let's
I was
say,
about to ask that.
diba, Cebu is known for its mangoes, Davao for its durian. The Philippines can also be known for its Tisay rice, for rice-consuming countries.
Oh, that's nice to know. Now you said earlier, Mr. Alfonso, we need about 2 million hectares, a little bit over 2.5 million hectares to sustain
Oo.
what we need. How soon do you think we can achieve that? I look at it as the dream of most Filipinos to be able to sustain what we need to be so that we won't be We won't be spending so much on imports and hopefully be able to export as well. So how soon do you think we need that? How much time do you think we need that?
It really depends on the existing infrastructure, because 2.5 years left is not enough time to build new rice mills or storage. We just have to maximize the productivity of the current infrastructure that we have. Instead of working 8 hours a day, dapat maybe 16 hours a day. Kakayanin yan eh.
So, any other things that you think we need assistance or support from the government to make this to achieve this goal? And we're talking also about exporting.
Well-
Is there how soon also we can possibly, hopefully?
Well, there's no lack of seeds, definitely. It just has to be programmed properly on how many hectares will be planting said varieties. But if you ask me assistance from government, I wish that, let's say there are official meetings in the House, in the Senate, in Malacanang, they serve Tisay rice. They serve Tisay rice and promote it. This will be a great assistance to government agencies that purchase rice. AFP, PNP, Bucor, BJMP, DepEd, DSWD. It will halve their rice budget, or if they continue with the full budget, they can double their assistance.
You know, we have an Asian Innovation Forum where we meet with MSMEs, and normally we serve snacks. We can possibly prepare like a lugaw with chicken. What do you call that? Lugaw with chicken to serve our MSMEs using Tisay rice. And they are MSMEs. Who knows? They may be able to help. Buy the product, the rice wholesale and sell it.
Imagine, Chingkee, we've done our cooking tests, and usually when you cook lugaw, it's 1:5, no? 1 cup is
1
to
is to 5.
5.
Pinakamarami na yung 6
When
months
you
and
cook
two.
Tisay rice into lugaw, it's 1:14. So the price of a 1.5-liter bottle of soft drinks, yung laman lang nun is about 6 pesos. And how many mouths can that feed?
Apat.
Imagine mo, 1 cup of rice, 14 cups of...
Totoo.
14 cups?
Of
14
water.
cups
Of water.
We will cook it after this program.
Ayan, we will show it to you also. We will show it to you so that you will be able to see for yourself that it's really doable, and it's true. So, can you explain, how can you explain how it's, well, you already explained it earlier that, for cooking, it's 6,
1:4?
1:4 for
Yes.
regular rice, cooked rice,
Yes.
right? And for lugaw, it's 14.
Yes, 1:14.
14.
Can we also use this for kakanin? Kasi others, or do we need to, do you have also like something that you can use for one being sold in the market for kakanin, like bibingka? Is it?
Well, my answer is there are different
Varieties.
rice
Variety.
varieties, but as to whether or not you can use our Tisay rice, I guess we haven't experimented.
No,
So we
but-
have to test.
That is something that comes next. We must make a bridge with the home economics graduates. Because ang kadil ko lang dito ngayon, Phil Rice. We're all farmers, scientists. We need the help of people who actually cook. So far, wala pa kaming bridge na
Food tech
na-establish.
graduates,
Food
I guess.
tech.
The
Food
food
tech
tech,
graduates.
yeah. But it's nice to know that, you can have, for 1 cup of rice, you can serve 4 mouths. You can, 4 people or 5 people in 2 or 3 family with family of 2 with 2 children, and maybe a dog.
Actually, Chingkee, I presented our technology to Interlock 3 weeks ago in the presence of cooperatives and IAs, Irrigator Association presidents. That was the first time in my life I was so worried to cook rice sa saing ng rice. Let me say, they held everything, kinilatis nila lahat yan. And then they really watched how it cooked, and
They compared.
and which we'll do today. I only had 6 slides in my presentation. I said, bago sa lahat po, magluto muna tayo kasi it will take a while, no? And then I'll present my slides. And after my presentation, the rice was cooked, and they were very satisfied. And they had the same questions. Where do we buy this seed variety? Where do everything, all of that. And I had to explain again.
Nandiyan na yan.
Oh, so inuulit natin.
I
Sige,
guess
please.
I guess one thing that won't come out in the video is the aroma. When you cook,
they cannot smell
they
it,
cannot
eh.
smell it. But
Mas
this
mabango
one,
ito.
Talaga.
ours
mabango.
is freshly
wait.
milled. Ours is
Bango.
freshly milled.
Can't wait.
Itong wala nang, yung too polished, wala nang amoy yan eh.
So when it's already available in the market, which you say maybe in 2 months at the
Or
very
less,
least.
or less.
Okay. So will it be available in several kilos, or will it be by the sack or by the kavan or what?
Initially, it will be in a 25 kilo sack. It'll be in
Can we
25.
mention how much do you think will be a 25 kilo sack of rice?
We will be following the government regulations. Kung ano man yun. If it's at that time 43 pesos a kilo, 43. If it's at 40, it will be at 40.
Yeah, but the
Susunod
43
lang po kami.
kilos
Susunod po kami.
will yield double, almost double,
Yes,
or
oo.
a little bit over 100%.
Yeah. It's 200%
Yeah. Of
cooked.
cooked rice. So that means that they can even save 50%.
Oo.
Galing. Galing. Can't wait. I would really try that. Later on, we will cook. And
I
we'll
guess
try
what
that.
I want to reiterate, Chingkee, is that again, if you consume 3 kilos of rice a
A day.
you will suddenly be buying 3 kilos every other day, which
With
based on
Desire
current
rice.
market rates is a direct savings of 2,025 pesos per household. And that is
2,200.
direct savings to a household na you can use for other things.
Yes, for
ulam, load,
Dati-dati,
utilities.
ang ulam, pang-ulam, konti lang. Ngayon, they can already buy maybe,
Buy more.
more ulam, more gulay. Yeah, and even baon of the children to school. Oh,
Siguro in these 2 months, we'll try to make a bridge to the food tax to improve
and
the
I
palatability.
think you also have to invite people in DepEd so they can use
We
this.
can.
Yeah, they can use that for the children.
DepEd, there's so much government agencies that need this assistance.
Okay, do you have any parting words? Where can we get this for now? Can we get it online? Not yet.
Not yet, but
we have to wait.
We are in talks with one e-commerce platform. We're just finalizing the ordering and the delivery because if you order from us, we will freshly mill it for you. So what you get is freshly milled. So if you order it today and you order by bulk, I can deliver it to you in maybe 5 days.
Freshly milled.
Freshly milled.
Wow. Kaya, the aroma is really good.
Oo.
Kasi bago-bago siya
Bago
milled.
mill.
Any parting words? Where can we call if we want to ask more about later on? If we want to know about where will it be available? What number can we call? Do you have any special message to our mga katribo?
Actually, pinag-uusapan namin yun. Sabi ko, magulo naman ko sa bahay.
Oh.
Dapat sa rice mill na inuupahan namin. Kailangan kami magtayo ng opisina doon.
If I will share with you, Chingkee, the number of our Chief Cooperative Officer of UTAC, Mr. Artemio Guzman.
Mr. Artemio Guzman.
Yes, be ready for some calls, Kuya Art. Kuya Art.
Ay,
I'll share
Kuya,
you the number.
lagot ka. Maraming tatawag sa'yo. Get ready. Okay, so anything else that you'd like to say to our katribo? Tungkol po sa rice, why should they try it? At ano po yung benefits they can get from it na hindi available sa iba? Other than economic.
Ang malaki hong tulong nito ay tungkol sa health, particularly for the diabetics. Like say, may tinatawag glycemic index. Pagka more than 61, it's called bad food. Pagka less than 61 is okay. The well-milled has a glycemic index of 89.
89.
So, nasa bad.
Oo nga po.
Yung tisay is at 51. Good. So, mababawasan yung
No guilt when you eat tisay. Tisay rice.
Meron din naman. Baka
Wag
lumaki.
lang sobra-sobra. Siyempre, ano po.
So, marami rin ang vitamin B1 yan. Yung mga may berry-berry, wala na yan. At saka yung napakadain ng fiber niyan. So, yung taong lumalaki yan, yung mga pulis,
Opo.
mawawala yun.
Mawawala po
You'll
yun.
feel
Really?
fuller longer period because of the fibers.
The farmers who are watching right now, and if they want to reach out to you, those who are members of cooperative, because I know there are so many cooperatives in cooperatives in different provinces. If they want to reach out to you, how will they reach out to you? Is there a
Again,
kay Kuya Art?
kay Kuya Art, he is the Chief Cooperative Officer of Unified Pillars Agricultural Cooperative. And we're ready to meet with other cooperatives around the Philippines. Cooperative to cooperative.
Okay,
Hopefully you can flash his number later.
Yeah, we
It's
will.
on my phone, hindi ko memorize.
So we will flash it, mga katribo. Okay, so thank you very much for gracing our show. Thank you very
Thank you,
much
Chingkee.
for this initiative, this program. May pag-asa. There is really hope. I was really hoping that a president or a secretary of agriculture will come up with something that will rejuvenate, revitalize, make farming more appealing to new generations, to younger generations. And I think I have the answer now. And having Noel, a young generation, as an advocate of rice production, an advocate of good food, good rice, of farming, is helping his father, Mr. Alfonso Puyat. Thank you very much again for your time. Really appreciate it. So mga katribo, that wraps up today's Spotlight. Huge thanks again to Noel and Alfonso Puyat for showing us how farming can be future ready, profitable, and deeply rooted in purpose. Whether you're in the city or countryside, their work reminds us that food, nature, and innovation go hand in hand. And if you miss any part of today's episode, catch the replay online and don't forget to like and share and follow and share. Coming up at 3 p.m., catch Usapang OFW with Chingkee Fernandez, John Dodson, and Rafi Ayeng, bringing you real stories and real talk from Filipinos abroad. And tomorrow, join us again at 10 a.m. for Straight Talk, followed by Hot Patatas at 3 p.m. More insights, more heart, and more voices that matter. I'm Chingkee Mangcucang, and this has been your Spotlight.
Isang magandang araw po sa inyong lahat. Nandito po uli ang inyong lingkod. Ako po si Manong Joe para sagutin ang inyong mga katanungan. May tanong si netizen Menandro Rodriguez tungkol sa rates ng Meralco ngayong buwan ng Mayo. Hindi ba usually tumataas ang rate kapag summer? Bakit ngayon bumaba? Anya? Kapag dry season na pumapatak sa mga buwan ng Marso hanggang Mayo, malaki ang posibilidad na tumaas ang bill dahil sa seasonality of consumption. Pero ngayong buwan ng Mayo, bumaba ng halos 75 centavos per kilowatt hour ang singil sa kuryente. Ibig sabihin, ang pamilyang kumukonsumo ng 200 kilowatt hours kada buwan hanggang 500 kilowatt hours kada buwan ay makakatipid ng mula 150 hanggang 375 pesos sa kanilang bill. Dalawa ang dahilan ng bawas singil ngayong buwan. Una, dahil sa mas mababang generation charge dahil sa bawas singil mula sa Wholesale Electricity Spot Market o WESM at Independent Power Producers. Pangalawa, bumaba rin ang transmission charge na binabayad sa National Grid Corporation dahil naman sa decrease sa ancillary charges. Sana ay naliwanagan kayo sa explanation na ito kung bakit bumaba ang singil sa kuryente ngayong Mayo. Para sa iba pang katanungan, Ask Manong Joe lang hanggang sa muli.